working of a cyclotron. It is a device used to produce high energetic ions or charged particles necessary for nuclear reaction. It was invented by E.O. Lawrence and M.S. Livingston in the year of 1934. It consists of two D-shaped evacuated metallic chambers D1, D2 as shown in the figure. D1 and D2, known as Ds, are held parallel with their diametric edges. Their diametric edges with a small space in between. This is the space in between the two Ds. In between them. D1 and D2 are connected to a high frequency oscillator that provides potential difference up to 10 to the power 4 volt and frequency 10 to the power 7 hertz. Magnetic field is applied magnetic field B is applied normally outward the plane of the Ds Here electric field E and B act at right angle to each other. The source of ion or positive charge is placed at P, charge is placed at P as shown. Through the exit port, through the exit port, a high energetic charged particle is allowed to eject by means of a deflecting plate, by means of a deflecting plate. The frequency of the oscillator is adjusted as per the frequency of the cyclotron. The device acts on the principle that radius of orbit increases with velocity, but frequency or time period, but frequency oblique time period is independent of velocity or energy of particle, energy of the charged particle. The total system is kept in a steel box, evacuated steel box, well insulated. The charged particle or a charged particle ejected by electric field only when in between the two D's, in between D1 and D2 in the free space or the open space, but not inside the D's. where they are shielded. That means there is no electric field inside the dish. The charged particles travel inside the dish for most of the time under the influence of magnetic field. Under the influence of magnetic field. Due to at any instant, if v is the velocity of a charge, then force due to magnetic field F is equal to QVB, which provides the necessary centripetal force. Necessary centripetal force. Fc is equal to mv square by r, enabling it to move in a circle, move in a D in a half circle. We can find out mv square by r is equal to qvb or v is equal to qrb by m. V by r is equal to qb by m. This is omega or 2 pi by t, or 2 pi by t is equal to qb by m, or t is equal to 2 pi m by qb. Here it is found that the time period does not contain expression velocity. And here you can say that more the radius, more is the velocity, or more the velocity, more the radius. So this is the, or you can say this is the time period of the cyclotron, or cyclotron frequency nu c is equal to 1 by t, that is qb by 2 pi m. So the oscillator is adjusted in a manner as its frequency should be equal to qb by 2 pi m, where b is the magnetic field, q the amount of charge and mass of the charge, where Q the charge, M the mass of charge, and B the magnetic field as applied. Working at any instant, suppose D1 is positive and D2 is negative. Suppose at any instant D1 is positive and D2 is negative. So a charged particle will be accelerated towards D2. Then a charged particle, that is positive ion, a charged particle, positive ion, is accelerated towards D2. This is negative, so positive charge will attract towards negative. Accelerate towards D2, gains velocity, and entering D2 moves with uniform velocity since shielded. Since shielded means there is no electric field inside. Velocity under the influence of magnetic field. At the time it completes half the circle, at the time, that is half of the time period, at the time it completes half the circle, the polarity is reversed. The polarity is reversed. That is, D1 is negative and D2 is positive. Thus, the particle is accelerated towards D1, is accelerated towards D1, gains velocity, enters D1 and move with the increased velocity. Under magnetic field B, under B, in a semicircular path, On leaving d1 in t by 2 second, the polarity of d2 is negative and d1 is positive. Again it is accelerated, gains velocity and moves in a bigger circle. And the process is continued in every half circle is continued in alternate half cycle of the source provided by the oscillator. Thus, a charged particle moves in a spiral path. Thus, a charged particle moves in a spiral path. At the instant its radius is equal to the radius of the disk of d1 or d2, then energy is maximum and by means of deflecting plate it is ejected through the exit port for purpose of nuclear reaction. As in fission reaction, energetic particles are necessary. High energetic particles are necessary for nuclear reaction. At any instant, mv square by r is equal to qvb. This is the centripetal force and this is the force due to magnetic field as obtained earlier. That's why you can say that V is equal to QRB by M, or kinetic energy is equal to half mv square, that is half m into q square r square b square m square. This is half q square r square b square by m. Some more the radius and other thing remaining constant, energy is more. QVB mv square by r, or v by r is equal to qb by m. This is omega, this is 2 pi into frequency. So nu is equal to qb by 2 pi m, which is known as cyclotron frequency. According to this value, the frequency of the oscillator is adjusted. Also, these high-speed particles are used to synthesize higher elements, and they are also used in medicine for treatment, as radioisotopes are obtained out of nuclear reaction necessary for treatment in medicine.